I've always been a performer. Drag found its way to me several times. It wasn't enough just for me to perform. It was more about having a voice and expressing that voice and my creativity and what I had to say. My name is Pixi Aventura, originally from Miami, Florida, based in New York City, full-time drag queen with shows every night, including Fire Island. So this is my 6th year that I've been out here in Fire Island. The first 4 years were at Cherry Grove, and the last 2 have been Pines. I didn't really understand how much of an important community this was for the queer community until I got out here. I think it sort of got a spotlight in the late 60s when there were a group of drag queens that wanted to come out for 4th of July and they were not allowed on. And the following year, a huge crowd of drag queens came and they were basically like, you have to let us on. And they did, and that's what we now call Invasion, which happens every 4th of July. As a queer person, to be able to come out here and be in a place where anything is okay, everything is welcome, it allows an individual to completely express themselves fully. So it's just really like a vision of what the world could be like if we were just allowed to live freely everywhere. So my birth name is Cesar Anthony Villavicencio. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I went to a performing arts high school called New York School of the Arts, which sort of became my training and my path of being in the arts, being in the performing arts. And then I went to Ohio, which was a culture shock. And that's kind of where I first, not necessarily came across bias, but it was more of a misunderstanding of my culture and my background. And it wasn't until I moved into New York where I was just kind of like, wow, I was just really being told not to be who I am, but still being told to be a stereotype of what I was. I was very much, without even realizing, being whitewashed. Even moving into New York, within the community, I still was considered the Latin queen, no matter what. And it kind of bothered me until I started like really, okay, like what does it bother me? And it was more because that's what I was seen as. It wasn't until that moment where I was like, you know what, yeah, I am a Latin queen. Damn, I am proud. Yeah, and the fact that I'm the only one that can be pointed out, well then I'm gonna embrace it, I'm gonna go full force with it because I have to be that representation. And little by little, what ended up happening was that I created this platform not only for myself, but for any queer Latin artist around me that I was able to bring on the ride with me, and which I still continue to do. As Pixi, I go at 120% at my performances. It becomes a different being. It really just comes from like that spark that turns on. The femininity that comes out of Pixi, it all comes together. I'm putting the hips in, putting the heels on, putting the padding for breasts, and then the spotlight. It almost gives me that permission to just go full ham on being feminine that I almost don't even think about it. I see videos and I'm like, I mean, yes, I'm a drag queen, but that looks like a woman. I think drag comes with a lot of baggage because you immediately become an entity and people forget that you are a person behind drag, and I think that goes along with any drag queen. And I think it's really important to remember that there is a human behind the wig. There's a lot of internalized homophobia within our very own community. For me, I'm very comfortable being a guy. I'm very comfortable being a drag queen and showing my femininity. To limit ourselves with a few colors from the crayon box, it kind of like goes against honoring your true queerness. We shouldn't be limited, and we have the opportunity to do anything that we want, even though society tries to go against that. I'm not saying that everybody has to do drag, but why should it bother you if I wear a wig and heels? It's more about you if it bothers you than it is about me.